Hi folks, Wesley with Expandacraft Modular Boats. I have a big video for you today. I'm going to first tell you what we're going to do so that you know where we're going to be on this video. I'm going to explain to you about this skiff, this indestructible, unsinkable skiff, self-bailing, and the Expandacraft outrigger. I'm going to give you a comparison of different types of canoes that you can put this on. Remember, you don't have to have a canoe in the middle. I can show you that as well. That's coming up in the video. I'm also going to go over motors, electric and gas, and as it pertains to these kinds of boats. So first thing, for those of you who don't know that modular boat means it's in pieces. This is the bow slash stern, one and the same, and it's sealed chamber. I use this, which is Armor All, slick the joints up, and then, oops, got a little far. And then I put the peg in to keep it in place. That's how that's done. This is a 16-foot, 9-inch hull on the skiff. That's the, oh yeah, don't forget to follow us because we're going to put this in the water and do some testing with different motors so you get to see how they perform. I'm going to go over it later in this video, just talk about them and show you, but then I'm going to put this in the water at different videos. All right, now this skiff I say is indestructible and unsinkable. That's because it's made of this, and I want to show you. This is a structurally insulated panel, SIP. It is aluminum, foam, aluminum. Only with this boat, it is skinned in a marine grade plastic called Starboard, King Starboard, an American made product, by the way. So are the rivets and the aluminum that I get, American Metal Supply, and ADI fasteners. You guys rock. Well, this is a heat bent plastic starboard bow, and I tell you, it's plenty tough. This boat is also self-bailing in the front and the back. So if you park it like it is on a trailer, nose down or tail up, or nose up, the water will run out. And more importantly, if you get a bow, a big wave over the bow, it just flushes right out of the back. Now, a little bit of difference about this. Come this way and I'll show you a little bit about a canoe in the middle. And here we have two different canoes. Over here we have black and tan, which is an open plastic canoe. Now, open meaning that the canoe itself, if you take a wave, you're going to have water that you have to bail out. And you have to be careful as to where you're going sailing. That one is set up for sailing. But you could do smooth rivers and everything. And this one is a fiberglass canoe, but it is double hull. A double hull boat means, and if you can come around this way, I want to show, it means that it has an insert. Now this insert, there is a bottom to it, so it's an open space. All of that space is air. So there's the bottom of the boat, and then this. So you have this trapped space, and that'll keep the boat from sinking as well. Now, this has the same aluminum decking as the skiff, except with this one I have this 3M product that goes on it to make it soft on your feet and also stop the glare. Getting attacked by a bug. This is one of the great things about Expandacraft, is that they're so wide, so stable, that you can use it as a swim platform. This is how you get up, not have to scramble on the side of your boat. And again, I'll talk to you, this is the aluminum decking that I offer with the caps on the ends. And this, over here, is wood decking. Now, there was a time where I could not get the aluminum. That was back in the day of, short supply because of COVID. And I did this wood deck. And if you'll notice, there's something missing on the top. That is screws. There is no screw holes on this entire deck. It's all screwed from underneath. That way there's no holes, no places for rot to start, and more importantly, no places for splinters to start. Okay, we're going back over here. This kit is 8 feet wide. All of these are 8 foot wide. And this one has 2 deckings on either side. And you can, like this one, I have another piece that you can take off that goes in the center so that you can put a tent on a flat spot. So this is like an expedition boat here. So you can add that center section and then you got completely flat area, whether you want to go for the 8-footer or even just a 6-footer in the back and leave the front part open. That's up to you. Expandacraft. The only limitation is your imagination. You don't even need a canoe in the middle. You can go with something like this. Now this is obviously incomplete, but these are the rowing arms that get the rowing mechanisms. If you go back in my videos, you can see this in the water, and it's put together as a fishing boat with a trolling motor and as a rowboat with a sliding seat. Same configuration, same base, no canoe in the middle, no kayak. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about motors. I do not sell motors. I don't get paid to talk about motors, but I'm going to talk about motors because everybody wants to know. All right, electric or gas, electric or gas. Well, that's your perspective. How far do you want to go? Not necessarily how fast you want to go, because this motor right here is, I think, a 75 or 85 pound thrust motor. It's called a Haswing, H-A-S-W-I-N-G, Haswing. It's Chinese. It's okay motor. It actually makes a little noise for an electric motor. It kind of goes brrr, a little clicking. Also, the mechanism here, at one point, it internally came apart, the wires, and I had to go and solder them back together. It's a pain in the ass. Water snake. I have liked my water snake motors. Never had one fail. This is a tiny one. It's only an 18-pound thrust motor, but believe it or not, you can move this boat at about 3 miles an hour tops with this little 18-pounder. So you could use it if you wanted to paddle and have a little extra thrust. Now let me show you something about propellers, because here's the thing. Electric motors like this are not designed to push lightweight boats quickly. They're made to push heavy boats slowly. This is a weed or a de-weeding propeller, so it's got that curvature to it, and it has the 3 blades, as opposed to the one here on the water snake, which is a 2-blade. And if you can notice too, right here it's cupped. It's a little damaged because this one has been used for many years and run on the rocks. But this is a much more efficient propeller for a slow-moving, lightweight boat like a 2-person Expandacraft or a kayak-sized boat or a canoe without everything on it. So you get a lot of efficiency out of a 2-bladed prop versus a 3-blade weed prop, because this de-weeder does work fairly well, but it's not as efficient as a 2-bladed prop. Now I have, in the past, I don't have one here, I've actually taken airplane propellers, the small airplane propellers off of a remote controlled airplane and use them in place of a motor. And if you switch around the pitch and the number of blades, you can find that they're actually quite efficient on an electric motor as something, you know, a DIY. Now, gasoline motors. On this boat, I have this, which is a 6-horse motor. Isn't it? So 6, yeah. This one is a 6-horse motor. Way more gas motor than I need on a traditional shaped hull for a canoe. That means it is a it is a displacement hull or non-planing hull. You're not going to go fast enough. You'd have to put a crazy amount of power to try and plane a regular canoe that's not designed to plane. What would go best here is something like a 2.5. Honda makes a 2.5, and I love Honda, but there's also some 2.3s or even a 3.5, but they're significantly less weight and expense. This is a $2,000 motor and it weighs, I don't know, 60-something pounds. It's heavy. The 2.5 is something like 28 pounds. I don't know, I think it's less than 30 pounds. And it's very efficient. This thing, believe it or not, at a little over idle speed, I get about 5 to 6 miles per hour. Full blast, I get a whole 8 miles per hour. But at a crack above idle, I can get 40 miles per gallon in this rig. This boat, 40 miles per gallon. I know that because the internal tank takes a quart, and I went 10 miles with that quart of gas. That's 40 miles per gallon. I have this little extension so that I can reach it from the seat over here. Expandacraft can be made into so many different things. The outriggers for this canoe, the sailboat version, and of course, then you have just an Expandacraft. This one's a catamaran. You can do trimarans as well. And then I have this aluminum canoe over here. And although I don't have it set up, you can see that this one has these swinging arms. That is for a mechanism that lets the boat be 8 feet wide on the water. And then when you get to the dock, it folds up to a narrow, fits behind the car on a small trailer. Now that I'm talking about trailers, I want you to come over here because I'm going to show you about the trailer that we have at Expandacraft. And I'm going to go a little bit more about the skiff. This trailer comes in a kit form. You can order the entire trailer, and the whole thing doesn't require any welding whatsoever. So you can have a saltwater worthy trailer, aluminum, super lightweight, and there'll be more information about that. Kits start at $400, and you can have a home built trailer to whatever specifications of weight that you're looking for and design with this kit, and you don't have to know how to weld. It's simply shooting screws and bolts and you get it all together. Expandacraft.com. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see us going out on this boat as we build it and get the decking right and get the bimini top on here. You're going to want to see that. Expandacraft.com.